Hi, Abdurrahman.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
All good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Fantastic. I think it's just us today.
Oh, okay. I was asked to join by yes. Yeah, I don't know his name exactly, but um, we were working on adding tracing channels to the GraphQL repository. So he asked me to join here just in case
Um,
OTel
who
needs.
who asked you to join?
Let me try to get GitHub profile because don't know their name.
Let's see. On the semantic conventions. No.
Yeah, it's Yakov Redinsky.
Right. Okay. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Did he mention you in the in the issue on the semantic conventions repository, or?
No, I added myself in a pull request. Basically, we
Oh,
wanted to discuss this PR that's being added to GraphQL.js.
I see. I see. I see.
Sorry, I should have introduced myself first. So
No,
I
no worries,
am,
no worries. Let's start. One second. I will share
yeah,
my screen quickly because we know we have some kind of ritual usually before we start these meetings. So everything is aligned. One second. Let me share the screen. Okay. Okay. Do you see my screen now?
right. Yes, I do.
Okay. Ritual goes like this. By being here, we all agree. To the membership agreement, the participation guidelines, the contribution guidelines, and the code of conduct. We also recognize that this meeting is recorded and will be published on YouTube under the graphical work group organization, I believe. And we will use LLMs and AI summary tools so that we don't have to make notes. Then, introduction of attendees. Hi, I'm Pascal. I'm working for Chili Cream and I am the host today. And you're next.
Okay. I am Abdurrahman Awad. I work for Sentry and I'm currently located in Vienna.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so we don't have an agenda. So maybe if you like, we
Yeah.
can have a chat about this pull request.
Yeah. So we have been at Sentry leading an initiative to get libraries, popular libraries in the ecosystem to adopt an API called Tracing Channel. That API is a built-in in Node.js and it works in all the current server runtimes. So Deno, um, Cloudflare, One, all of them support it. And the API is designed to basically enable telemetry, but from the library side rather than from the APM side. Because APMs like Sentry do weird things like monkey patching, override imports, things like that in order to trace executions of specific functions or APIs inside that library. So tracing channels are like an event emitter that's almost zero overhead and that libraries can use to basically tell whoever is interested, hey, this thing is executing. In GraphQL cases, like I'm executing a query, I'm executing a mutation, I am processing a subscription, a field is being resolved, and so on. So this idea should allow us to create basically telemetry representation of what GraphQL is doing, like spans, and possibly metrics, possibly logs. It depends on what the APM who is subscribing to that those channels would do. Like it's pretty open. It doesn't do any kind of vendor lock-in. It doesn't. like anyone in the ecosystem can use it, even the user themselves. They can listen to the channels and build their own telemetry as well. So it's a low-level API that is suitable for these kind of things, and it's minimal enough that it can be added to third-party libraries without introducing either a bundle size overhead or a performance overhead.
Right.
Uh,
So it's not about actually the format of telemetry, it's the hook to listen to telemetry.
exactly. Like each subscriber can create their own spans, no matter the shape of them. It can be OTel shaped or it can be whatever shaped, right? Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And the premise of this is why Yakov, I guess, suggested I joined this, is it enables OTel for GraphQL uh, because OTel can just subscribe to these channels once this pair gets merged, and then they can build OTel spans on top of it and provide a an official integration, I guess. Right now, they have already an official integration that uses import in the middle, which hijacks the import and whatnot. But this one can actually can change things. Either GraphQL can maintain their own OTel plugin, or OTel can change their implementation and use these channels. At Sentry, we plan to just listen to these channels. The main reason is monkey batching doesn't work in Cloudflare, it doesn't work in Bun, and it doesn't work in Deno either. And it has very specific conditions for it to work. Like the user must import our library way before they import anything else, because otherwise we won't have a chance to patch things before they use them.
Okay.
Yeah, we have already helped a lot of other libraries in the ecosystem adopt it, like Redis and Redis, Versal AI, and several frameworks like Nitro. And we have seen some pretty good results from this already.
Hashed get field. Build a graphical resolve channel context for a single field invocation. Okay, so maybe before we dive into the pull request, so quickly,
Mhm,
what we do is we define at the moment the specification for open telemetry. I believe that's most likely this one? I believe that's most likely going to be a bit too specific for you because here it's
mhm.
really the open telemetry semantic convention. So that's where the open telemetry hooks into, right?
Yeah. I guess what we would be relevant here is make sure that this PR doesn't, if they were to subscribe to the channels, they will still be able to derive the same attributes and conventional telemetry they need out of these channels, and they are
Yeah.
not blocked by it.
Yeah, I would say as this is a context object, it's quite easy to extend, right?
Mhm.
You do not have the problem of cardinality explosions and so on because you do not listen to them yet.
Yeah, we don't hear the subscriptions. I guess the tracing channels don't really care. They just emit that a query is executed and the subscriber
That's
determines
your
the
your
cardinal.
problem as the sentry which hooks into this, right?
Yeah, if Sentry hooks into this, we'll have to determine the cardinality level we need based on like serializing some aspects of the context object. Like we can read the query and then strip things that would uh, increase the cardinality.
Okay. How should trace parse time? How does this work under the hood? Um,
Tracing channels. Okay, so it's a built-in API in Node.js.
mhm.
It's not a library, and it's implemented by all the runtime um, node server-side runtimes. So one, they know each of them implements it in their own way, but the contract is the same. There is a tracing channel function that you grab from diagnostic channel module, and that gives you a pointer to the channel. That channel is actually a bundle or a bunch of diagnostic channels. So you have a start, end, a sync start, a sync end, and error channels to cover basically the whole life cycle of any asynchronous operation. And then you have an API, mostly trace promise, and that API basically wraps a function that returns a promise or an async function, and it automatically emits the events for start, async end, error based on the status of the execution of that function, which is done by the runtime. It's not really user code for us. It's not code that you will see here. Some aspect of the GraphQL library have cases where it's a bit interesting, like this one that you're viewing right now. It's trace mixed because some areas in GraphQL either returns a promise or resolves immediately to a value, like resolvers, for example.
Did you
And
did you benchmark this?
we did benchmark it, and it was between 1 and -1 and 2% overhead, I think, last time we ran it. It used to be worse, but we optimized it enough that Yakov thought it was good enough.
So you check if it's a promise, and then you immediately. It's actually quite smart.
Yeah, it's a special case. Like the actual code would have been much
Yeah,
smaller.
that's you don't have to this way you don't have to return a promise, right? If it's T, it's T.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a promise, it's a promise. Like we could even make it a bit more strict and we could say that this is either a T or a promise T. And
Yeah,
then
I
it's
didn't want to change the semantics of the resolvers and map them all with a promise, but just in case it adds ticks or reschedules synchronous fields
no,
to the
I
next
mean
tick. Yeah.
this
Oh, yeah, you mean the signatures. Yeah, I suppose.
like this, right? Because
Yeah, I
then you know
suppose.
it's gonna stay a promise.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I suppose we can do that.
yeah, I like because that's where the performance is lost, right? As soon as you start taking a resolver and you wrap the resolver with the promise, then performance is
Yeah,
out of the window.
yeah, which
So
is one of the things.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
so,
how this performs in GraphQL.js, but if you say that you have benchmarks, that's nice.
yeah.
I will tell Yakov to have a look. Um, so these are parse, validate, execute root selection set. Why do we need a special case for this?
Because of subscriptions, it's something that Yakov requested because we had a channel called Subscribe, like this one. So we basically wanted to separate, make a distinction between resolving or executing one operation versus an operation where it has many queries or a case like that. So we had to add a specific channel for that to act as the wrapper for the operation. Does
Okay,
that make sense?
I don't know if it does. I may I com it could I could be completely clueless here, but Yakov.
And there is a discussion about it, and Yakov felt strongly about it, which is why we added it. Um, Especially that I think in V17, like consumers of V17, like other library providers, will use functions in GraphQL that will allow them to kind of avoid the execute path, I think. So we needed another one to make sure everything is wrapped or traced.
Okay. Okay. I will read up on this. But yeah, so generally, these all have a context, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So it's extendable. Because what we have
Yeah.
in the registry is we have a ton of things, and I'm pretty sure that the guild will pick this up and will implement semantic will implement open telemetry on top of it. Um,
Hmm.
and you say you have 1% performance overhead.
Between 1 and 3, I think.
One of the okay.
Uh, I ran it on my machine via the script Yakov gave to me.
Okay, I will
So,
let them. They have like a whole suite on Yoga to see. I'm not even sure if Yoga still uses GraphQL.js on it, but I don't know. I will need to
mm,
check with them. But I will point them to your pull request. So there's a lot of attributes that we define. There's also metrics and spans and whatnot.
mhm.
Um, I don't think that you have to cover them all in what you have now. Uh, I think this one is probably interesting for you. We have the request phase. This is a span which spans the whole execution of a request. We have a parse trace. We have a validate trace. We have variable coercion, and then we have a few more. These do not are not relevant. We have plan. You don't need plan. We have execute. Then we have subscription event because we say that each subscription event should trigger a span.
Mhm.
We have step to execute. I don't think that this is relevant for graphical JS. We have resolve, um, and we have the data loader stuff. I don't think data loader is implemented, so you should.
No, I have avoided it for now because data loaders, I think, mostly sometimes use async iterators in their example in their implementation. So that's very tricky to do at the moment. Needs I need to think about it and basically talk to the author of diagnostic channels to see what we can do there.
I haven't seen data loaders in JavaScript, so I don't know if they use iterators or not. But anyway, um, I would say you're fine. There, you can check if you need anything else from here. I think this one is quite nice, because this one triggers for every subscription event that happens in an open subscription. So subscription is open, this is one trace. And then we have for
Hmm.
event, we have another trace. And this makes it easy to trace just the execution of a subscription event instead of the whole subscription. Yeah. Then next thing is just for you, the diagnostic channel is fine if there's no performance regression. If you want to ingest this into Sentry, just keep aware that you probably don't want to log every resolver execution, of course, because that's going to
Yeah.
be a pretty big problem. Anyway, for you, I don't know, do you have cardinality stuff in Sentry? Like cardinality issues? A high cardinality?
Um, right now we use the OTel integration with GraphQL, so we use whatever they use. But and we haven't still built against this yet.
No, no, I mean
But
you store telemetry data, right?
yeah, we use OpenTelemetry data
Okay.
here.
Do you bill based on cardinality or volume or
Cardinality.
right?
We take a look at cardinality. Yeah.
So then what's good is to read into this, because there's a lot here, um, which says which talks about cardinality.
Hmm.
Graphical operation name is passed in from the outside, so that can be used to attack the telemetry system if you do it wrong. Same goes for the document ID is passed from the outside and all of these things.
Hmm.
So just have a read here about cardinality. This doesn't affect what you do in GraphQL.js. This is more when you then take GraphQL.js and you integrate it into
Yeah,
Sentry, then this is probably going to be relevant for you.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I wasn't aware actually of the OTel working group for the work needed here. But yeah, I think it's important to make sure that these channels can enable the same capabilities that is required by OTel.
I will forward this to the guys from the guild. They have a GraphQL server in JavaScript, which builds, I believe, either on top of GraphQL.js or they fork GraphQL.js, so one of the two. And I had discussions with them about telemetry before. So I will send it to them and then they will have
Hmm.
opinions on it.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Do you have anything else that you would like to discuss?
No, just this one.
Perfect. Then let's close early today. I
Mhm.
will send you the link to the pull request in semantic conventions quickly.
Okay.
Make sure that you copy it out because after it's gone, and I will forward this internally to the guild guys.
All right. I got the link. All good.
Okay, cool. In that case, was nice meeting you. And if you have any other open telemetry or telemetry specific things to talk about, then just join the work group again.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Catch you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.